Metropolitan Police is facing calls for urgent reform after an officer was revealed to be one of Britain's most prolific sex offenders.
PC David Carrick pleaded guilty to 71 sex crimes, including 24 counts of rape, when he appeared at London's Southwark Crown Court yesterday.
The Metropolitan Police Commissioner, Mark Riley, has apologised to the victims and vowed to take action to root out sexual abuse in the force.
Well, for more, we're joined by retired police officer and campaigner Norman Brennan. Good morning to you, Norman. I think it's impossible to overstate how horrendous this story is. Really, really shocking, and I can't recall anything quite like it from within the Metropolitan Police Service.
Well, since the murder of Sarah Everard by Wayne Couzens, look, let's calm things down. These are horrific headlines, catastrophic for the Metropolitan Police and policing as a whole. I'm part of the police family. I've been part of the police family for 43 years. No, we have never seen anything this dreadful. We started putting reforms in, certainly the Met Police.
But Norman, we were told that about Wayne Couzens. We were told this was a one-off. It's not there, but it is there. It's there again.
I'm not telling you it isn't. If you'd let me finish, Eamon. What I'm saying is that there are tens of thousands of frontline men and women today that have woken up as horrific as a crime this is. They share the public's concern, and it was them that actually arrested Wayne Couzens, and it is them that arrested this horrific sex offender. It is absolutely right that we look at reforms. Now, when Wayne Couzens' incident happened, the Met immediately set up a task force to deal with it. This individual was committing crimes before then. It has now come to light that he committed dozens of rapes and other horrific crimes, and their female victims were frightened to report it. Well, that is unacceptable. It's unacceptable to me, to you, the public, and the rest of the police service. We have been let down by it.
It's understandable why they didn't report it. Absolutely.
And we need to look at why they didn't report it. Now, no police officer should have that sort of power where there isn't an organisation where a woman cannot go to privately. They make that phone call privately, just like to Crime Stoppers. And I can promise you this, that once the Independent Office of Police Complaints, which a lot of us within the police service are not actually friends with, once they get a sniff of something like this, they're not the ones to be crossed. They will ensure that an independent investigation is open. And I'm sorry,
Norman, I just want to point out, they got a sniff of it for 20 odd years. You know, this went on for 20 odd years.
Eamon, do you know what? Some of the biggest corrupt police officers in Britain, Nurse Allett, Dr. Harold Shipman, they carried out their crimes where everybody thought that they were exemplary people. It was latterly found out that they were nothing of the sort. They were murderers. The exact same thing happens within the police. Do you know what? When I was serving, there were some officers that were arrested for certain offences and some for very serious offences that astounded us. The thing about police officers that commit these types of crimes are they are very good at hiding them. And when you're good at hiding them, it's pretty much like when you're recruited as a police officer, you may be an exemplary character, yet 5 or 10 years down the road, you turn rogue. We've got to look at recruiting, we've got to look at vetting, and we've got to make sure that supervisors and senior officers within the police have got a grip on frontline officers. We've got to ensure that we re-vet officers every now and then, because this is a smear on the entire police family. We're as abhorrent as every member of the public. We feel the exact same way, and it's the police service that got to pick up the pieces, and it's the police service that I must tell the public and victims of crime you cannot give up on.
Yeah,
they've let you down.
Yeah, and look, Norman Brennan, lots of people will agree. And, you know, of course, we're grateful that police run towards danger and in the vast majority of cases keep us safe. But there have been time and again these horrors coming out of the Metropolitan Police, whether it be misogynistic WhatsApp messages, whether it's sharing pictures of dead bodies, whether it's the policing at a Sarah Everard vigil, or whether or not it's these 1,000 cases that are now being reviewed of serving Metropolitan officers who've been accused of domestic violence or sex offences, including rape. It's not good enough. It's not just a few people.
I agree. We are living in an era where it's unprecedented crime. We've got hatred, we've got anger, we've got belligerence throughout society, and it appears that policing has got involved in this swirl where we're recruiting some people in a desperation to hit certain targets that are not the right type. Until we get RoboCops that never make a mistake, you've got to rely on men and women. Don't forget, the public, or the police are the public are the police. So we must look within ourselves to see what we can do better. And the public mustn't give up on us. We won't give up on the public, and they can't give up on us. Because if we continue to row and argue and there's this mistrust, then how are we going to work together to tackle crime where gun crime, knife crime, violent crime, burglary, street robberies, rape is out of control? Yes, someone has let us down within policing. They've let you down. But do not smear the tens of thousands of honest, hard-working men and women that get up every day and are not the Wayne Cousins and this despicable individual that raped and made women feel small and inadequate. I want anyone and everyone, be you man, woman or child, if you're a victim of crime and you believe a police officer is involved in any criminality, tell us, and tell us immediately. I just wish that some of these women had told us much, much earlier. I understand why they didn't, but the sooner you tell us, the sooner we can start arresting and taking rogues like this individual out of the police service and off of our streets.